Imagine floating in the middle of the ocean at night. The water beneath you drops down 4 miles. And in that darkness, something is moving. Crazy, right? You are about to hear something crazier. Tonight, we're diving into the abyss and exploring 9 creatures that made sailors abandon ship, scientists question reality, and the internet loses its mind. Some are myths, some are real, and some we're still not sure. Stay tuned and buckle up because the 7th one is unbelievable. The Kraken, when islands have teeth. You're a Viking sailor in 1180. Life is good on the sea, just a normal day. Then the sea goes calm, too calm. Then the water starts to rise. What you see would go on to be investigated several centuries later. Unknowingly, you just made history. But it's not a wave, it's a back. Yes, a back. A creature so massive you mistake it for an island until the tentacles appear. The Kraken wasn't just folklore, it was on maps. Real cartographers marked spots in the North Atlantic with warnings, "Here be monsters." They drew it bigger than ships, bigger than whales, bigger than anything that should exist. Tentacles thick as ship masts, a beak that could crack a hull like an eggshell, eyes the size of dinner plates glowing in the deep. The twist? You might have seen a giant squid and mistook it for a kraken. And yes, giant squids are real. In 2004, Japanese researchers filmed one for the first time at 3,000 feet deep. It was 26 feet long, but we found squid beaks in sperm whale stomachs that suggest it is a creature over 60 feet long. Which leads us to the question, was the Kraken real? Something that big in water that deep could hide forever, and maybe it has been. Titanoboa, the snake that ate crocodiles. Imagine a snake as long as a school bus, 50 feet from head to tail, 2,500 pounds of pure muscle, a body thicker than a grown man's torso. The Titanoboa lived 60 million years ago in the swamps of Colombia. It ate crocodiles, giant turtles, and literally any large thing it could wrap its coils around. Scientists estimate its constriction force at 400 pounds per square inch, enough to crush a human ribcage instantly. In 2009, coal miners in Colombia found a vertebra the size of a dinner plate. They reconstructed a full skeleton, now displayed at the Smithsonian. And when you stand next to it, you realize this thing was a living nightmare. But could it still exist? The Amazon is 2.1 million square miles. In 2023 alone, scientists identified 381 new species there. Local legends speak of Yakumama, the mother of the water, a massive serpent that swallows boats whole. Is it Titanoboa? Probably not, but something in those rivers is big enough to keep the legends alive, something we don't know about yet. The bloop, the sound we can't explain. NOOA hydrophones detect a sound. It's not mechanical or geological, it's biological, and it's loud, very, very loud. The bloop was detected by sensors over 3,000 miles apart. A blue whale, the loudest animal on Earth, can be heard maybe 1,000 miles away. Whatever made the bloop was at least 3 times louder. Scientists analyzed the waveform. It matched the pattern of a living creature. But is the size required to produce that sound? It would have to be several times larger than a blue whale. Nothing we know of can make that sound. Here's where it gets creepy. The coordinates? Near the Pacific pole of inaccessibility, the point in the ocean farthest from any land. The official explanation is an icequake, but icequakes don't match biological waveforms, and the bloop does. It was recorded once, just once, and never again. Because if something that massive exists and we only heard it once in 30 years of monitoring, how good is it at hiding? Jörmungandr, the world serpent. In Norse mythology, it was said that the gods threw Jörmungandr into the ocean as a baby. He grew until he wrapped around the entire earth and bit his own tail. The myths say that when he lets go, Ragnarok begins. But here's the reality. For centuries, Scandinavian fishermen reported massive sea serpents. In 1734, Hans Egede recorded seeing a creature longer than our whole ship off Greenland. In 1848, the HMS Daedalus crew reported a 60-foot serpent swimming alongside their ship for 20 minutes. The Royal Navy took its report seriously. What were they seeing? Oarfish? Giant eels? Or something we haven't classified yet? Something big enough to terrify Vikings is still out there, and so far, we still don't know what it was. Umibōzu, the monk who drowns in silence. Japanese sailors have a rule: if the storm ends and the sea goes silent, row faster, because that's when Umibōzu appears. If you fail to listen to the warning, a towering black figure rises from calm water. No face, no features. When it appears, you vanish along with your ship or boat. It represents something primal, the fear of calm. We expect danger in storms, but when the ocean goes still and fog rolls in, our instincts scream something is wrong. The phenomenon it describes, sudden, unexplained disappearances in calm seas, is very real. The most common culprit? Rogue waves, underwater landslides, methane eruptions. All can sink a ship in seconds without warning. Scientists are yet to add Umibōzu to that list, and it's likely they may never. The Ningen, Antarctica's humanoid. Imagine you're on a research vessel in Antarctic waters at 3 a.m. You see something white moving under the ice. At first, you think it's a whale. Then you realize it has arms, human-like arms. Its story started in the early 2000s. Fishermen claimed they saw pale humanoid figures swimming beneath Antarctic ice, 60 to 90 feet long, smooth white skin, human-like limbs, no face or a face so minimal it's almost absent. Antarctica is one of the least explored places on Earth. Entire ecosystems exist under the ice we've never studied. New species are discovered regularly. Could something humanoid live there? Scientifically, it's unlikely, but the idea of something almost human watching us from the ice is more terrifying than any monster, because monsters are foreign, but the Ningen, it's familiar, and that's worse. Megalodon, the shark that ate whales. 60 feet long, 50 tons, jaws that could open 10 feet wide, teeth up to 7 inches long. Megalodon had a bite force of 40,000 pounds per square inch. It could bite through a car. It lived until about 3.6 million years ago. Then it went extinct. Or did it? We've only explored 5% of the ocean, but here's the truth. Megalodon can't exist today. A creature that size needs massive amounts of prey to quench its massive appetite. We'd see evidence. We haven't. But in 2013, a great white shark's tracking tag recorded a sudden temperature spike and then went dark. Something ate the shark. Something warm-blooded and massive. Was it another shark, an orca, or something bigger? The Megalodon is extinct, but the ocean is still full of things we can't explain. Sirens, the song that kills. In Greek mythology, sirens were mysterious creatures who sang from rocky islands and lured sailors to their death. But according to the history of mythology, early sirens weren't mermaids. They were half woman, half bird. But the core remained: beautiful voice, hypnotic song, inevitable death. The scientific explanation: auditory hallucinations from sleep deprivation and months at sea. But here's the disturbing part. Real animals use sound to disorient prey. Dolphins use echolocation that can stun fish. Sperm whales produce clicks at 230 decibels, loud enough to vibrate your body to death. Could there be an aquatic creature that uses sound to lure prey? Biologically, it's possible. Without proof, there is no evidence of its existence. Loch Ness Monster, the lie that became truth. Let's be honest, Nessie probably isn't real. The famous 1934 Surgeon's photo? Admitted hoax, but the legend is older. The first recorded sighting was 565 AD. For over 1,400 years, people have reported something in that lake. Loch Ness is 23 miles long, 755 feet deep. In 2019, DNA sampling found eels, lots of eels, some potentially very large. Could Nessie be a giant eel? Maybe there is something prehistoric in the lake, but that is impossible since the lake was created 10,000 years ago, shortly after the Ice Age. But here's the real story. Loch Ness brings in $80 million a year in tourism. Is Nessie real? Probably not. Is Nessie true? Absolutely. As long as $80 million is involved, Nessie will continue to be real, because some legends become more powerful than facts, and for the right amount of profit, some mysteries are worth keeping. 9 creatures, some mythology, some science, some internet folklore, but they all share one thing. They exist in the space between what we know and what we fear.
The ocean covers 71% of Earth's surface. The average depth is over 12,000 feet. We've sent more people to space than to the deepest parts of our own ocean. And every year, we discover new species. In 2024 alone, scientists identified over 200 new marine animals, including fish that glow, squids with bioluminescent skin, and crustaceans that shouldn't exist at those depths. So are these creatures real? Some were, some are, and some might be. But the real question isn't whether they exist, it's what else is down there that we haven't even imagined yet.